What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Richard with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. Last episode, we were working on getting ourselves some straw. We actually got a bit. Let's go ahead and grab our truck and we can look around real quick. So we actually got a bit of straw. We're going to need a whole lot more at some point. But we're doing pretty good. We've already started a nice little bit of storage of the straw. The straw is going to go quick. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it's going to go very, very quick. So all this is going to be gone pretty soon. But every harvest will get about a little less than this, but about this much. So yeah, this pen is going to be full at some point. So what I'm thinking about doing is figuring out dedicated storage for bales. Not only the straw, but also the hay and the silage. So we do have a couple other sheds. We have the Easy Shed 2 and the Easy Shed 3. Now these things are pretty damn big, so I won't be able to fit it in this farm right here. Actually, let me go back and see what the other one... this one's a little bit smaller, but it looks like it's taller. Which might actually be kind of smart. Actually, is it tall enough for the straw? Oh yeah, it's definitely big enough. Yeah, but this one is mostly for really large stuff. I mean, this thing is huge. It's long as hell. So yeah, this won't be too much, so I guess this one right here might be the best for bale storage. But I don't really have any place to put it. So what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take a piece of land and transform it. Probably this piece of land right here. What we were talking about was also getting horses and maybe pigs and stuff like that at some point. So when we come to that point, I'll probably go ahead and turn this whole piece of land into more animal farms and bale storage. I don't know. We'll have to figure that all out. But what we wanted to get into today is last episode we bought... Did we buy 2 fields? I think we bought 2 fields. We already had this one. No. Yeah, we already had this one. We turned this into grass. The grass is ready to harvest. And we also have this piece of land over here, which is also ready to harvest. But this one, I did not de-weed, because I'm kind of curious how grass works with the weeds in this game. I'm not sure if when we mow the grass, if we will mow the weeds as well. We'll have to figure that out and check it out. Also, what I want to check out is to see if the grass continuously regrows, or do I have to replant? Yeah, that's going to be an interesting experiment. First thing we need to do, though, is we're going to have to spend some money. So I have done a little bit of harvesting on my own. We got up to... $800,000. Last episode we harvested barley, I do believe, and we also had our field which we had the soybean in. So harvesting those 2 fields, turning in the crop, we got up to $800,000. So we should have enough to get all the equipment we're going to need today, and maybe start getting some equipment for the cows. What we're going to need is a water tanker. We're going to need a bale shredder. Yeah, everything else we're going to have to figure out. We're going to need a TMR mixer, or whatever they're called. Yeah, it's a lot of equipment for just taking care of cows. It's going to take some time. First thing we want to go ahead and get is we're going to have to mow the grass. Now, there's a couple ways that I could do this. I could either get a dedicated vehicle for it. There's the Krone Big M 450. This thing is $380,000. What's the spread on it though? It's 9.9 meters. Or we can come over here and go to... Where's the mowers in this screen? They gotta be around here somewhere. Mower. There they are. So the biggest one that we're going to have, this one is a butterfly mower. It has a spread of 8.4 meters. But we have to use one of our tractors for it. And what this does is this whole thing, these arms fold down. So we would actually need a mower for the middle. So I would get the NovaCat 301 ED with it. So that's 42 plus 19, so we'll say 20. So altogether 62,000. And it has just a little bit less spread. What was it? 9.9 and yeah, 8.4. So doing it this way is probably the cheaper way to go, but we have to pretty much dedicate a tractor to that, which will only leave us with one. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and do that. It's a lot cheaper, and the spread is almost the same. So this is the mower that goes into the front, and this is the one that goes into the back. So what I think I might do is, for this mower, we're going to need a tractor that has 160 horsepower. Yep, 160 horsepower. So at some point what I could do is see if we can't find, yeah, the small tractor would work. If we up the engine on it, goes up to 200 horsepower. So yeah, this one would be good enough. We could actually maybe go down a little bit more. There we go. So 165 horsepower. Wheel setup. We don't need any weights because it's just motor. We can keep with the standard tires. Front end loader. Yeah, we're gonna need that maybe. And that gets me to 133,000. So around $200,000 for the equipment, compared to what was it? 380. So doing it with the tractor and the mowers and have a dedicated tractor just for mowing was a lot cheaper than getting this piece of machinery. Even though this thing is kind of cool, I think it might even be faster too, to be honest with you. But yeah, we got our tractor. Let's go ahead and grab it real quick. So a little bit of extra money that wasn't absolutely necessary, but yeah, at some point it would be nice to have another tractor dedicated just to mowing. So yeah, what we're gonna do is this tractor is gonna be kind of like an extra. Most of the time it's just gonna have the mowers attached to it, but every once in a while we might have to use it for something else. All right, let's go ahead and get it to first person. So it looks, oh, there's another thing too, I just realized. I think the way this works is each piece of machinery is separate. So if I hit, like if I hit B right now to turn on the mower, I think it only turns on one at a time. Then I would have to hit G to turn the other one on. So, oh, I need to unfold. So yeah, it's not going to unfold the back one. We have to hit G to unfold. And I think it's going to be the same thing with the power. So yeah, if we hit B, it turns that one on, but it doesn't turn the front one on. So G, B, yep. That's alright. It's okay. It's not a big deal. With the actual dedicated vehicle, we wouldn't have to do that all the time. We just hit X to unfold, and it would unfold the entire thing just once, and we would only have to hit turn on mower once. But yeah, with this setup it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's not that bad. We can work with it. Also, I'll be doing a whole lot of hiring anyways, so yeah, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, we're going to have two fields that we need to mow real quick. And then we're going to have to get into the next piece of machinery. So this field right here, I actually have to, I think what we're going to need for TMR is we need 1 bale of straw, 2 bales of hay, and then 1 bale of silage. So if we go ahead and go into the map. So yeah, 2 bales of hay, 1 bale of silage. So it's better to go ahead and take the largest field and make that into hay, which I think is going to be number 18. And then we'll take 19 and make that silage. At some point, I might actually come over here to field 21. Because 19 was the one that we were talking about putting more farms and storage on. So what we would do is we would turn 18 into silage, and then 21, when we get it, we would turn that into hay. But yeah, let's go ahead and try to get this thing lined up. Where's the edge of the field? Right here. And I think with crop destruction, it does not destroy the grass. At least I think. All right, are we at the edge? Yeah. Let's go ahead and hire. So the thing with grass is you don't need a dedicated field for it. All this grass right here, you can mow and pick up, but the thing is you can't put a hired hand on this grass right here. It will not mow it. You have to do that yourself. So having an actual field dedicated to grass means I can put a helper on it and I can go do other things. Like spend more money. We're down to $606,000. Alright, so the next piece of machinery we're going to need for... What did I say? This one was going to be silage? Oh, did you? Ah, he did not turn on. I got it. Yeah, he didn't turn on the front mower in the beginning to get this. The hell was that? Is this shop making noise? I didn't know it did that. But yeah, so that one's going to be silage. So what we're going to need is... we'll get the grass, then we need to go ahead and turn those into bales, and then we'll wrap them up. So what we're going to need is we're going to pick it up with a baler, so we do have to get a baler for that. But first we need to turn the grass into rows so it can be picked up by the baler. So what we need for that is a windrow. And the biggest one, I think this is the biggest one, the biggest area. Yeah, 14.8. I don't know why this one is more expensive when it has less space. I've never actually used it, so I have no idea. Doesn't really look like it does a whole lot. But yeah, this one right here, we're going to go ahead and get. It only requires 110 horsepower. So it doesn't really require anything that big. I think our little tractors can take that over. So let's go ahead and... I hate hitting the buy button. We'll go ahead and get that, and then we'll grab our tractor and go ahead and grab it. Then we'll unfold it and see, so everybody can see just what it looks like and how much of a spread it does actually have. Alright, so now we have it over at the farm. Let's go ahead and unfold it, see what it looks like. So I think it comes out and then it tilts towards the center. Yeah, it'll lay down and then it will rotate to where, yep, just like that. There we go. So yeah, it has a pretty decent spread, which means it will go through this field in like 3 passes. So it will be very, very quick. Later on, we'll have to get bigger fields when we start getting more cows, but for right now, this one should work. But there is some other pieces of equipment that we are going to need. So once the windrower goes down, what happens is you have these discs right here with the rakes on them. What they do is they push the grass towards the middle or towards this disc right here, and then this one pushes it towards that little sign right there. And when it hits the sign, it just falls to the ground, making a complete row that is easy to pick up. So what we're going to need is the baler to put it into bales so we can get them wrapped. Now, we do have the other baler. I think I have it still over at the other field. Where is... Oh, no, I have it parked. Yep, I parked it over here. So we do have another baler, but as I was showing in last episode, when you empty out the baler, it still has a little bit of straw. Can I actually see it, maybe? Yeah. It will still have a little bit of straw in there that you can't get rid of. So what will happen, if I try to take that baler right now and pick up this grass, it would actually turn this grass into straw until one bale is done. Then it would switch to grass. So it actually would waste a little bit of this grass. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and buy another baler. Then what we need to do in order to make it silage is we are going to have to wrap it. So there's a couple different ways we could do this. Let me actually... Yeah, if we go to baling technology, there's 2 ways that we can wrap this up. We could either get the baler that automatically wraps it up, but the thing about this one is it makes circle bales. and it takes a really long time to wrap. So it will make a bale, then it will beep. You'll have to stop until it wraps the bale, drops it, then you can continue on. That takes a really long time. That's really, really slow. It's faster to go ahead and get a square baler, like this one right here. Get the wrapper, this one right here. This one does take a little bit of time as well, but it's a little bit faster. And then what we would also need, well, the reason we want to make it square bales is so that way we can pick it up with this trailer. It's an auto stacker, so it makes things a whole lot quicker. So we're going to go ahead and get the baler. And then we could also get the wrapper. Alright, so since the mower and the windrower is not going to take all that much time, we might as well go ahead and go into the next field, which we want to turn into hay bales. Now the way you make hay bales is you take grass, you dry it out, and then it makes hay. So what we need to do is we need to kind of mix the grass up after we cut it. So that way what it does is it flips the grass so it dries out a little bit faster. Now the way we do that is with a tedder. So the biggest one we're going to get is one for 27,000. It is a 13 meter width. It's actually not bad. It goes pretty quick. You could actually drive pretty fast with this thing. It's 11 miles per hour. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that. Then we'll have another problem. We have to make it into bales, which means we'll need the windrower. Go ahead and put it into lines, but the same problem we get with the bales. If we use it on the grass and we come over here to pick up the hay, we'll lose a little bit of that hay. So might as well go ahead and just get another baler just for the hay. I mean, it's kind of seems like a waste a little bit, but that's how the game works. What would happen in real life is you would take the same baler to each field, but you would be able to empty the baler out. So it would be nice, even in this game, if you hit Control I like you can with the trailers and just dump it anywhere you want. It would be nice if you could do it with the baler as well. But I tried it and it doesn't work. So if you could dump it out and just leave like a pile that you could pick up later, that would be awesome. But yeah, you can't. So what you want to do after you get the bales is you want to put it into a storage where it's not going to get wet. Because if the bales get wet, they start to get moldy, and you definitely don't want to be feeding that to your cows. That's why we need to get storage. We need to go ahead and try to get some sheds so it has a roof and they don't get rained on. But yeah, now we should have all the equipment we're going to need, so we'll go ahead and wait for the mower to do its job. Then we'll go ahead and get the windrower, the tedder, and all that stuff running. Alright, so this is one thing that I was worried about just a little bit. This tractor doesn't have enough power. Even though it said that the horsepower was like 120, I think it was, and this tractor has enough power for that, it's just not good enough to get up the really steep hills. So what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to add more power to this tractor. That's unfortunate, but I think a little bit more might help. So I think the one that we got, if we go into the tractors, is we got the Valtra, and I can't remember, I'm pretty sure that I changed it to this engine setup. Yeah, 160. So that cost me an extra 10,000. So what I think we should do is just go ahead and put it up to the max, which is 200 horsepower. That's only about another 40 horsepower, but it should be enough to get this thing moving. So what I'm curious to see is what happens. Let's go ahead and unhire. We'll go ahead and drop the equipment here. Oh, nope, Q. And let's just go forward a little bit so we have room. If I take this over to the workshop, can I upgrade the engine? I don't know if I can. I've never tried it before, so this should be interesting. So yeah, workshop is right there. I know that we can repair at the workshop. And I thought you could switch out tires and stuff like that as well. But as far as changing out the engine, I'm kind of curious to see. So I think what we need to do is park it here. And customize. Ah, so we can. All right, engine setup. Yep, it's that one right there. Front attacher, we got one. Wheel weights. No, let's take the wheel weights off. Probably would want to get wider tires, which will give us, actually, that might actually help with the traction and give us a little bit more powers on the wheels. You know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and do it. So that's going to cost us another 19,500. And customize. Oh, shit. I might have been a little too close. All right. Now let's see if this is going to be enough power. If not, we're going to have to get a bigger tractor. Oh, wow. This thing is cooking now. Well, it definitely gets up to speed. But let's see how it does on the hills. So we need to go ahead and hook the mower up. Or both mowers up. I like the double wheels. It makes this thing look so fucking cool. Alright, so Q. And let's go ahead and hook up the back. I mean, I don't really think we needed the double wheels. But it's one of those things where you don't need it, but goddamn doesn't it look cool. Alright, I think we're good right here. So let's hire. And now let's see what happens. We're getting up to 5. What is that mower at? Let's see. Trailer, mowers. The max speed for that mower is 13 miles per hour. So yeah, I think what we're going to have to do, since it can only get up to like 4 or 5 miles per hour, even with the upgraded engine. The 4 miles per hour is not going to do it. We need to get up to 11. So yeah, I think if we're going to keep this mower on a tractor, we'll have to get a little bit more powerful one. I mean, it works. You know what? I'm going to leave it. It's fine. It works. But yeah, going downhill, it doesn't really have enough power to slow itself down, so it gets up to 13. Which makes up a little bit of time. Yeah, you know what? We'll keep it. We'll leave it just like this. I think it looks kind of cool. Sort of. But anyways, so what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and get this field, all this grass, ready to get wrapped. So we need to go ahead and put it into rows so we can pick it up with a baler. And this machine, I actually kind of like these. They work really well. I've actually seen them work before. So anybody who has a school that has a lot of grass, like a football field or something like that, you might have seen one of these machines actually work. You'll see the maintenance guy that works on the fields. He'll have a large mower. And he will do a windrower like this, and then he'll probably have a trailer that picks the grass up and goes somewhere and dumps it. So yeah, pretty much what happens is the front disc, the rakes will actually push the grass into the path of the back disc, the rakes. Then the back rake will push the grass onto that sign in the middle, putting the whole thing into a row. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Then when that's done, we can go ahead and grab another tractor. Okay, so we don't need that one. We could go ahead and grab ourselves a baler, which is going to be a little bit slower than the windrower. Which is kind of like a British thing. The name, here in the States, we just call it a rake. So we need to go ahead and unfold. Then we get it lined up. We go ahead and drop it and then turn it on with B. And here we go. We're having that grass, make it into bales, and then when it's done, we have to wrap it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this field into bales. Then when the mower is done on the other one, we need to go ahead and get the other machine. Shit, I forgot what it's called. Hold on, what is it called? Tedder. We have to get the tedder so that way we can go ahead and turn the grass and get it dried out to make ourselves some hay. Alright, just trying to clean up all the grass that I can. Now that we finish this field, we can go ahead, hit B to turn the machine off. Hit V to lift it back up. Hit Y to dump it. Yeah, only one more bale. We got a bale in there that's not quite complete, but as you can see, we can't get it out. I've tried everything. I even looked it up. We could empty this out and I didn't find anything. Maybe someone in the comments will let me know if there is a way of actually doing it. So when the windrower does go by and after you pick up all the grass, sometimes you'll get these little piles that you can pick up, but it's not going to be a whole lot. So what we need to do now while we're still waiting on the mower to finish the other field is we could go ahead and take the wrapper and turn those bales into silage. So what this does is it takes the grass bales, it wraps them in plastic, which allows them to ferment. I guess it's supposed to make it easier to digest for the cows, giving better milk or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, when it comes to TMR, the reason you'd use it is for milk production. Usually it would be made out of alfalfa, as far as I know. I mean, I'm not an expert, so I don't know, I could be wrong. But what we need to do is go ahead and unfold it. Once it's unfolded, it is ready to go. Now this is a really cool freaking machine. It is automatic, so all we have to do is just pull up right next to a bale. It will automatically pick it up, start wrapping it, and while it's wrapping it, we can go ahead and move to the next bale. But watch this thing work, man. It is cool. Now, I don't know how they work in real life. I probably should look up some videos to see if they are this cool. But yeah, I really like this machine. It's awesome. Alright, once it's done, we just pull up, go ahead and grab the next one, and continue to move on. So what we'll do is we'll wait for the mower to finish the other fields, so that way we can go ahead and get ready for the hay on that one. Alright, so now that the mower is finally done, we can go ahead and ted this field and get it turned into hay. Now, it will immediately turn it into hay, kind of like the silage. As soon as those bales are wrapped up, they are considered silage. Now, you could sell those bales. If we go into the map, if you go all the way here to the southwest to the barn, this is where you would sell those. The same with the hay bales, the straw bales, if you wanted to sell them. So let's go ahead and hire this guy. If I could hire him. You have to pull forward, I think. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, once he goes over it, the grass will change color, letting it know that it is now hay. So what I want to do real quick is grab this truck. Is this the right one? Yeah, it is. We'll grab the other baler that we used for the grass, and I'll show you that this actually happens. I might need to windrow it first. We'll see. But we should be able to get enough grass like this to go ahead and make a bale. But yeah, right now what we have in here is grass, so it will be green. Then what it will do is once we get a full bale of grass, it will start picking up the hay and the bale will turn that color. So I just want to go ahead and try it out to make sure I'm actually right. So drop it, hit B to turn it on, and then we'll go ahead and pick up enough grass to make a full bale, which will only take a minute. And there we go. So the one behind it is, or in the back, is grass. As you can see, it is green. So let's go ahead and stop this guy. Turn it off. And we'll go ahead and dump that bale over here in this field. That way I know I need to wrap it. So hit Y. And I think if we pull forward a little bit, we might be able to see the difference in coloration. So the green, no, you can't really tell when it's like that. We're gonna have to pick up more hay. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Just to finish that bale so we can actually tell the difference. But you can't actually see the icon, and now it says that that bale is going to be hay. But I want to actually have a visual aid. So, no, not quite. A little bit more. Alright, now we got a full bale, so we can go ahead and turn this off. Hit B, bring it over to this bale right here, dump it out, and we can tell the difference in color. So we're going to hit Y, pull forward just a little bit. There we go. And now inside this baler is all hay, so we can go ahead and use it to finish this field. I'll have to windrow it first. So yeah, if we look at the two different bales, this is a difference in color. Of course, the green is grass, and this kind of tan color is the hay. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I have to go ahead and get a couple of balers. Now, if I was really paying attention, what I could do as soon as that bale was done, just turn off the machine immediately. But that's kind of difficult to time that correctly. So it's just easier, and it will cause you less stress to just go ahead and buy another baler if you have the funds to do it. So as you can see, we still have $233,000. I still have to turn the rest of this field into silage and get all this windrowed and baled up. Next episode, I think it's about time to start getting into cows. We have straw, at least enough straw to last us a little bit. Looks like we're going to have enough silage for a while, and probably the hay will last us a while as well. So what we're going to start out with is, I think we're going to start out with 20 cows. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a water tank, so that way we can put water into the animal pens. We're going to need so much money. We're going to need to get rid of the manure so we can turn that into fertilizer, so we're going to need a trailer for that, or this one right here. Then we're also going to need one for the slurry, which is going to take a tanker truck. Then we also need another tanker to pick up the milk when the milk is done. And on and on and on. We're also going to need a mixer to turn the straw, the hay, and the silage into TMR, total mixed ration. And, oh yeah, we're also going to need a hay grinder. And 20 cows. And then we'll also need a truck and trailer to transport 20 cows. So much money next episode. So what I'm going to do is we're going to leave these two fields as is. We'll go ahead and grab the silage and everything, get them stacked over here into our storage. And just to save a little bit of time while I'm trying to get all that money for the next episode, we're just not going to worry about harvesting these fields anymore. We do have enough to go ahead and test things out. But yeah, we'll worry about all that in the next episode. Until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.